What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I am here with Casey and Michelle, and we are discussing episode 4 of The Walking Dead Dead City. Everybody wins a prize. And I love the way that this episode started because we get a sanctuary flashback with none other than that asshole Simon.
I was like, hey.
Me too. I said it to the script. Hey, Simon, you ass. Like he was such a dick, but he was such a great character. And I love the way Stephen Ogg plays him. So it was nice to see him. And what is the one thing Michelle was complaining about in the last episode about nothing tying back to the original show? So
to make this a continuation and not a spinoff.
Yes. So I guess I can go with continuation for now, Casey.
Thank you.
Because we do see the sanctuary. We see Simon coming in telling Negan, hey, we have a problem. And this is the scene that I told you somebody mentioned about Negan, quote unquote, Negan, killing a kid, killing a 14-year-old girl. And so this is actually what happened. Simon is telling Negan, hey, there are some people around here who are saying you need to go ahead and cut him loose and, trust to someone more like me. And I was like, so Simon has been at that a long time. So yes. Now that we see that, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand why he betrayed Negan, because he'd been Negan's right-hand person for a long time. And it seemed like Negan never gave him more responsibility, more trust, whatever. However, this person called the Croat, you give him free reign to question people, this straggler who you found. And he has tortured this girl so much, this poor kid so much, he has killed her. And then he's so proud about what he did because he's telling
yes, very proud.
We did it. She was from the kingdom. What was it that you said, Michelle? At that point, if you're torturing me,
I'm gonna say anything.
I'm gonna say anything because
what you want me to say so you can stop.
Right. I feel like she probably said that just so he would stop. And then when you come in and you see the condition she's in, and then just the look on Negan's face, like Negan is just looking at her like, what the fuck?
Well, they both are kind of looking. Even Simon was just looking in disgust, like, really?
But Simon was spending more time fussing at the Croat.
He was
going
but he knew what he was about to walk into. And he was like, this is a mess right here.
He was like,
Simon had already been in there, right?
Right.
He went to go get him, like, hey, come look at this shit.
This is some crazy mess right here.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm off the chain, but this,
right?
This is ridiculous.
This way
he told you to step back. He told you to let her walk. And what else did he called him? He called him Slavic, psychopathic, something. And the Croat is like, I'm not listening to this childish banter. We got what we wanted. We got the results. And Simon is like, kids are off limits. Like Simon was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And Negan is just sitting there looking. And the interesting thing about it is that kid almost looked like Jenny. And I was like, oh, that's why he took to her so much, because she's a young girl. She looks like this person the Croat killed. And he probably is like, okay, well, I have to take care of her. I have to save her because I couldn't do that with the other kid.
Right.
Because according to Simon and according to what we heard Negan say a couple of episodes ago, he told the Croat to let that girl go.
He did.
He didn't say torture her for information. He said let her go because she was a kid. But I was like, oh, this puts things so much more into perspective, because, and that's probably too also why when Simon finally did betray Negan made sure, he was like, oh no, I'm making sure I don't miss this time. I'm gonna kill your ass.
Right.
Because he had already made that mistake before.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay, so now we see what the background is between the Croat and Negan. And that kind of
Negan kids and women are off limits.
Because if you think about it too, it makes a lot of sense about the original show. The way that he kind of took to Carl, the way he kind of took to Judith, to Lydia, you know, kind of gravitating towards them, especially.
But it's like, even though
you gotta think back, he's a teacher too.
That part.
He was a teacher, so he probably did, and enjoy. And I'm thinking he probably was high school, so he probably did enjoy the high schoolers and stuff.
Right. I mean, think about it. When Lucille came in and fussed at him about that jacket, he was video gaming with a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
He was gaming with a teenager. So yeah, I was just like, okay, so we kind of get that background. And I mean, like I said, if you think about it, when Carl shot up the sanctuary, at that point, Carl was old enough, I felt like, that Negan probably could have looked at him and been like, oh, you adult enough, you came and shot up my place and killed 2 of my people. But he still didn't.
Right.
And he had respect for Carl. So yeah. But anyway.
But also Carl was technically supposed to be a little younger than his ass grew up to be. He had his growth spurt. So Carl was younger than what he portrayed in the Walking Dead during that period.
Yeah. Well, I think he was still supposed to be like technically 16 when he died.
He wasn't that old yet at that point. He wasn't 16 yet, was he? I don't think
because if you think about it, he was, well, let me see. Maybe not quite.
Yeah, no, he wasn't 16.
Yeah, I would say at the most 15.
Okay. Because he was what, 12-ish when Lori died? Maybe.
Was he that? I don't think he was 12 at that point.
No, because he had to be like maybe 8 when it all started.
Yeah, so he might have been 10 by the time Lori died. Or not, late 9, 10. Which would give Negan, 2 or 3 more years. So he might have been supposed to be 12, 13 at that period.
Okay.
So that would have put him in that same little age range.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to have to look it up.
I know. Because look, these timelines and the way The Walking Dead doing these kids.
Right, but I think part of the reason is because, Chandler Riggs had his growth spurt came like,
right.
He sprouted up so quickly.
Right.
So even though he should have been portraying much younger, his body didn't.
Right. Right. I got you.
Body was like, "This, you a grown ass man."
Oh, see, and then someone, I don't feel like this is correct.
What?
Someone said that he would be around 12 in the first season.
See, that's what I thought.
He was 12 in that first season.
He was not 12. I'm
not
sorry.
12.
That was nowhere near 12. And if he was 12, he was like a small 12.
Yes.
I would say maybe 10 or 11. But I mean, most kids are small at that age.
I would give him 10 because he was actually 10. So why don't we just go with, he should have been just 10. Because it was 10. For real, 10.
We'll have to do some research and figure out the timeline.
If you go back and look at him when Rick walked into that camp, and he was like, "Dad, ain't no fucking 10-year-old."
Yeah, he could have been. He could have been
10. He could have been 10. I said 8.
He was actually 10 then.
Yeah, so I give him 8 to 10. So 10.
Yeah,
but a lot of them saying season 8 when he passed, he was 15 going towards 16.
Okay. All right, we'll.
But it's no confirmation on that.
Right.
Okay. All right, we'll figure that out. But anyway, let's get back to Dead City because we're gonna talk about some things. So the group, they're getting their things together so they can enact out this plan against the Croat. And of course, Luther is missing because we know that Luther is dead.
Dead as hell.
Now, and everybody's looking for him.
Right. Now the interesting thing
maybe he ran off. What?
He has his own mind.
The interesting thing is, Amaya says, I've looked for him everywhere. So they may have been in another building. Because what was it the girl who was scavenging said? She said, I saw him on my way in last night, meaning he was outside. And then that's when Amaya says, did anybody else see outside see Luther? So it might have been maybe the building across the street, the building next door.
Or literally, Negan could have hit him, because when you're looking for someone, you're not looking for them to be dead.
Negan ain't
You're like, Luther,
body.
Look, Luther. Okay, he's not in this room. Luther. Okay, he's not in this room. I
guarantee you.
She wasn't walking around.
He was on the floor.
He's sitting there complaining about his hand still hurting. He didn't try to lug that big ass dude.
No, but she could have covered him up because she wasn't looking like that. You know how when we looking for somebody, Luther. Okay, you're not in this room.
Okay, so here's the other thing.
They put no effort to that. Look. they look like when you tell your kids to go find something. That's how they look. Luther, I ain't see it.
Nah, he's not here.
Okay, so here's the other thing. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about Amaya's character. And I don't know if it's just the way that she's being portrayed. But one, I said this in the last episode, I feel like she's too gung-ho with this plan about the Croat. Like, she has this whole thing figured out. When she's telling them, okay, we're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to lure him here. We're going to do that. Like, she has the whole plan mapped out. And I'm just like, again, I feel like she's too eager.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this episode, this is where you actually see that she and Tommaso are supposed to be like together, because they kiss and they have this little exchange. But that exchange did not feel natural to me. Like, nothing she does feels natural. And I kind of sort of feel that way about him too, but I feel like he's kind of, I would say, more standoffish than anything. But something about both of those characters just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but it's like I was watching.
I felt like they had a good relationship, but I feel like there was more to it for some reason. Like something was missing that maybe we don't know about as far as their relationship. That's what I felt like.
Okay.
Because she was like following him blindly. You know, he got out. He know the way. You went through this hell to get out. Let's go back. What?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we're missing something.
Something is in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I don't know. And then it's almost also too like the whole thing with Luther, where they're sitting here and they're talking it out. And she's like, okay, well, where's Luther? You know, maybe he did leave, or, you know, and everybody's like, did Luther leave? She's like, no, we're just trying to figure it out. And of course, Negan has to chime in, and he's like, yeah, well, you know, he wasn't too keen on this plan, but somebody that big is hard to go missing. I was like, you lying ass. But I don't know. Between her, I guess, like you said, haphazardly looking for Luther, because yeah, if you're really, really looking, you would have found him. Because again, one, Negan can't stay gone long enough to move a body, not with Maggie there, because Maggie has been watching him like a hawk, you know. And I don't know. And then Tommaso, him saying, well, you know, Luther probably took off. He didn't want to be part of this plan anyway, you know, agreeing with Negan. He was like, that's okay. We're going to do what we're going to do. And he's going to be, you know, mad when he sees we pulled it off. I'm like, I don't know. Something about them is just weird. But even from the first time we met them, when Maggie and Negan came around the corner and she's, you know, trying to get Esther, she's trying to fuss at Esther for bringing strangers. And she was like, so what are you guys doing here? Because it doesn't look like you dickheads are from here. Like, really? This is like, you don't know nothing about them. You could have said dickhead and they could have shot you right there because they don't like that word.
Right.
But I don't know. Something about her just seems off.
The whole group is off. So I just think they're here to die. I just think we need characters to kill off.
I guess.
Well, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? Can you?
Huh?
I said she said she need characters to die off. Well, guess what's gonna happen? Because we go to the arena.
Right. And they go down.
Okay.
Quickly. Them
I mean, I was like,
bing, 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 bing. I was like,
who's left? I was thinking, well, who's left?
them motherfuckers went down so fast.
So a bunch of screaming.
I said, what?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna make it? And my first thought was what Jenny did. Why y'all not the fucking octagon?
Okay, so since we just skipping around, let's talk about this. So you go into the arena, you realize that none of the berates are there. And then they have set these traps. So these barrels explode and you're bringing walkers in the arena. Why the fuck y'all didn't get in that cage and surround all the walls and start killing them through the fence? Like, excuse me.
I don't know.
I know that Amaya and Tommaso and all of those people don't know, but Maggie, you prison 101. What the fuck?
Correct.
Why are they treating these people like they have not been in the apocalypse for years now?
I'm almost to the point where you can go
like everybody's stupid.
Right.
Like,
you can go up the stairs, go down the row, and let the walkers just fall down. They can't climb up because we don't have variants. They can't climb up. They can't climb down. They're going to fall down.
Like
they climb downstairs.
They making they frustrated me.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, come on now. Come on now.
Y'all could have gotten Paige. Y'all had enough people at the time before everybody started getting killed off. Y'all had enough people.
You had enough to go up the stairs too and get out the way, but that's neither here or there.
But here's the thing.
And Maggie act like she didn't go through the shit in Alexandria with all them fucking walkers, or the time with the goddamn wolves, or any of these other fucking instances where walkers overrun your town.
But I will say this too. I will say this too. We did say in the last episode, and Luther also said in the last episode, you're gonna get us killed. Mm-hmm. I really kind of felt like she wasn't too worried about them as long as she was still okay, and Jenny was okay, and even she almost left Jenny, and then she
didn't care about Jenny either.
Well, no, because Maggie had a window to get the fuck out, and she turned around and saw Jenny ass in the octagon.
And she went back, and then that's when she decided, okay, follow me, let's get into. But that group you had before, you had a minimum of 8 people. It's an octagon, 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lock the gate, lock the door. Y'all all have weapons. Stop. Like it's gonna take y'all forever. It's 8 of y'all. Yes, that's a lot of walkers, but y'all have a better chance doing that shit with each other's backs against each other than out there what y'all was doing.
Grabbing pads off the edge, stay in the circle.
Y'all could did that shit inside the octagon with a lot more people.
Yes, a lot more.
The second that music came on, everybody should have ran to the octagon. Everybody.
Instead of looking like, oh my God, what? No.
You see the people you went there for ain't there. They're not. It's empty as hell.
So you should have went to the octagon when you heard the music. Then if that didn't spur you on, the second you heard all them goddamn explosions go off, your ass should have known then that was a trap.
Mm-hmm.
You should have known then it was a trap. But then here goes the other question. How in the hell did the Croat know they were coming? That's twice that the Croat has now bested these tribes people. He found their hideout. And now he realized they were coming. Somebody is spilling the beans. I feel like somebody in that group.
Yeah, because it has to be because they had a plan. He had a plan, like down to playing the CD to get everything started with the lighters and stuff. So he had a plan. So he knew they were actually coming.
And that's
and you know what? Well, of course he knew they were coming because they have the sheriff. Never mind. The sheriff was
But the
saying that they're
sheriff,
coming up there.
but the sheriff doesn't know about the tribes people. He
He
only
doesn't,
knows
but he
about
know that
Negan.
Negan and Maggie's coming.
But that production that the Croat did, you don't do that for just two people.
Then I agree.
You don't do that for just two.
You're not blowing up your spot for two motherfuckers.
No.
Because that's your spot. You have the best.
That's
that
your
is
sanctuary.
True. That is true. And you
Why
want
would you
Negan
blow up your
alive.
spot?
And you want Negan alive. So you wouldn't have done all of that. So somebody gave the exact plan.
The fact that Herschel is not there. And the fact that not only the fact that Herschel is not there, the fact that they left a fucking decoy that looks almost like him.
Yep.
This was some planned shit. So who's the snitch?
Well, the snitch can't be too alive, though. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Because like I said, Tommaso and
You know who the
Aya
snitch
are
is.
weird.
Maggie knew who the fucking snitch was. Because if you go back to the previous episode when they was talking about the plan and she saw the marks on his back, she was like,
So you think it's Tommaso?
absolutely.
Okay. That
would explain why he's still alive.
Okay.
Because he should be dead. I'm sorry.
That motherfucker pulled a Rosita. But I was fully expecting, even though he got out of that, I was like, okay, he bit somewhere.
That's what I thought too.
Did I?
I thought that too.
That's just okay. Yeah. Something ain't right. Something just ain't right. I'm singing in my Keith Sweat voice. Something is not right about the situation here. And it's like, I don't know. Okay, so I don't want to voice this because I don't know if I quite believe it yet, just based on what we've seen. But I have seen enough sneaky looks or weird looks or strange looks coming from Maggie. I don't know if I feel like
trust nobody anyway.
Maggie
don't trust nobody anyway.
Well, I feel like this too. If it comes to the tribes people and her child, they can all die. But she needs them. But she needs them to get to him, and it wouldn't make any sense for her to lead them into the arena knowing that they were, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I know
Maggie's
some people
not the spy. Of course not. Maggie didn't lead them to that shit. Maggie wouldn't to. Now, Maggie's not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize her damn son.
Right.
She's trying to get to him, period. Whatever that looks like. She knows that Negan is going to help her get to her son. That's it. That's all she cares about. Help me get my son. You going to help me get my son.
But okay, here's the other thing. You want this man to help you get your son? Don't be questioning him about shit like finding beeswax in his bag when your ass got a whole stuffed ass dinosaur.
You know where she know where
that's
that
true.
Damn. Once she saw that beeswax, she knew exactly what that meant. Oh, you killed his ass.
Yeah.
Come on
when
now.
He said, I can explain. She was like, you done enough explaining. He was like, so you mean to tell me you haven't done anything that you needed to explain?
Well, she has a lot to explain. She has a lot. I'm feeling like maybe we did say this earlier. I don't know which one of you guys said it. That Maggie's goal was to exchange Negan for Herschel.
Yeah.
So this is the whole entire plan.
This
was the plan.
I kind of feel
and
like
he already told her that she was going. The Croat told her that she's going to run into some people. You can bring them along too.
Could be.
And she don't care. So this was the exchange. And she felt okay with it.
Could be. But you see, she does have some doubts about it. Because even right before she found the beeswax, when she was holding his matches, because he had asked her about his matches.
Right. Have you seen my matches? No.
Right. But then they had that look. They had a lot of nerve. They had that little bitty bonding moment where she was talking about, I think somebody in the tribes people was playing a harmonica, and every time she heard it, It's like I was like, is something about to trigger her? Because it's almost like she was sitting there like ticking. And then she tells the story about when Herschel was a baby, you know, the upstairs neighbor had a harmonica. This had to have been at Hilltop because that's where they were when Herschel was a baby. But she tells him that story.
Or with Georgie.
And then, you know, he says the thing. He was like, you know, this is going to work. Your plan is going to work. We're going to save your son, Maggie. And she looks almost regretful. And then she was like, hey, I have something to tell you. And I feel like she's about to tell him about Jenny until she
saw that goddamn wax.
Yep. I agree to that.
Then,
yeah.
You getting mad at him for the beeswax and keeping the fact that Luther is dead a secret, but you ain't told him that his surrogate child is running the streets of Manhattan by her goddamn self somewhere.
Not at all.
And this was even before you actually saw her.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
She didn't know what the situation was with Jenny when she found that dinosaur. Jenny could have been kidnapped. She could have never made it to New Babylon. It could have a bunch of things that happened. She didn't know that Jenny actually made it to New Babylon and then ran away. She just knows, I know where that dinosaur is from. So that's not a good thing. Either Jenny is here on her own free will or somebody took her. It could have easily been the Croat. The Croat could have sent people back to New Babylon and been like, oh. Especially because, like I said, she kind of sort of looks like the kid that started this whole thing between Negan and the Croat. Could be a whole bunch of reasons, but the fact that you were sitting on top of a secret like that, but you're gonna get mad at him because he didn't mention to you, oh yeah, by the way, Luther tried to kick us out and then came and attacked me, so I killed him in self-defense. I killed him by accident in self-defense. He actually has a valid reason for what he did. She does not. The only reason why she hasn't said anything about Jenny is because she knows if Negan knows that Jenny is there, he's going to abandon her and go take care of Jenny. And then she's going to be stuck with these people that she doesn't know trying to save her son. These people don't give a fuck about her son.
Nope.
Amaya, if anything, if she's not the mole or whatever, she's just worried about revenge. Oh, you killed all my people. I'm about to kill you. Tommaso feels like he's gonna do whatever Amaya tells him to do because that just seems the dynamic right now. Oh, Amaya said we're gonna do this. Okay, we're gonna do it. Yeah, I know we said we weren't gonna help her. We weren't gonna attack the Croat, but Amaya said we're gonna do it, so we're gonna do it. And then you talk most of your people into doing it, and then they end up dead, just like Luther said. But again, I'm looking this doggone octagon. It's just it makes me mad because I was watching this. I was like, do we not remember the prison? Like Maggie, especially, y'all was at the prison. You know what y'all were doing?
But even that, she has experience with tactical warfare. So I mean, she should have. It was a slow reaction. It was just so.
Like, did you not learn at the right hand of Rick Grimes?
I'm just so I was just confused. Like, why are we just standing here, just being murdered? Bait. Yeah, it was just so sad for those people. They ain't stand a chance.
Well, we knew
a chance.
We knew that
a chance in hell.
None. And in the meantime, while they're doing this, Negan is playing hide and go seek with the Croat, with the whistle game, looking for Maggie, who was supposed to be boosting a car. And then that's when she sees Jenny and she leaves the weapon in the car, or she leaves the little screwdriver in the car and chases after Jenny. And that's when all this stuff happens. But Negan is looking in the car. He sees the screwdriver, but there's no Maggie. So now Negan is thinking something that happened to Maggie.
Right. Like, it's just too much.
I don't know. Like, I understand sometimes plans go to shit, but y'all have too.
Theirs went to shit real fast.
It did. Because y'all have too many extra factors. Maggie should have said something about Jenny from jump,
way before,
because now you're distracted because you were so worried about him being distracted.
Now you
And now you ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing. And now all your people who came with you are dead for the most part. And even
Tomas rose from the ashes.
I know that was. I'm sorry, that was
not now scratch.
none.
Not
and then I thought the same thing. Like, oh, he's bitten somewhere. No, he's good.
Well, I mean, we could see something in the next.
He might have on corduroy. Maybe that jacket is made out of corduroy.
That is not a tufty suit. Only Elton has those.
I'm trying to figure out how you survive the onslaught of walkers that rip and tear at skin, but you made it out unscathed.
Because I will say this, yeah, y'all were doing your fighting and y'all were holding your own, but you ain't no Rosita, not from what I've seen in this show. So there is no way.
No. So maybe he could be the mole.
He could be.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he know how to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, because if you think about it, he claims to have escaped, which is possible. But like you said, he did have those scars on his back. And like I said in the last episode, he looks like those are gashes. Those are not just from a whip. Somebody took some metal or something to him. Somebody got a cat of nine tails.
He was tortured.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Croat probably tortured him.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, I'll give you what you need. Lead these people back here so I can kill them all.
Right. Okay. So I'm sitting here looking.
They Piper his ass.
Yeah. But because I'm sitting here looking, okay, when all of the walkers are coming in, 1, 2, 3. No, that could be. There's like 15 people walking with them right now, trying to escape from these walkers.
And how many
into that octagon? I'm mad now.
How many people didn't end up being left over?
It's 4 in there now.
I think.
All right.
It's 4 people.
No, I think it was what? Maggie, Jenny, Amaya, Tommaso. I think there were 2 others, and then when
they just all ran in there. It's only 4 people in there.
It's only 4 people. It's nobody else left.
Why did I think somebody else died after they came out of the octagon?
No, it's them 4, and then that's when Tomas come out like, I made it. I'm a survivor.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Because Tommaso wasn't in the.
Because it's the black lady.
And then she got her ass grabbed afterwards.
Yeah, she got, and then it's 4 that went into the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So out of all those people,
only 4 made it down to the tunnel.
Okay, so here's the other thing. So all of these walkers are coming in. You do have walkers coming in from the top of the stairs, and I don't recall seeing any of them fall. So walkers know how to walk downstairs now.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, I don't know. It's almost like, and I don't know if it's just that because so much time has passed that maybe I don't want to say
rules have changed.
The rules have changed, or if it's just that maybe the walkers have evolved in some way, or maybe not evolved, but they adapted.
These ain't evolved, because if these were variants, they'd have climbed that goddamn fence.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying variants in that they can do the other things, but I mean, like, obviously none of them was falling down the stairs, so they figured some stuff out. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just looking at this in the background, just like y'all could have. There were so many different ways y'all could have handled this situation.
Yeah, because I'm looking at them now, like going through the little gauntlet with the little things.
Okay. Also, so the first chick that gets pulled off and dragged. Why the fuck are you walking around with your long ass length hair loose and hanging?
Okay.
Fashion.
I'm just okay.
Tomas just rose from the ashes to save Amaya.
Oh, in your yeah,
And now they're able to make it to a door.
I mean, shit, they killed
But
enough
see,
of them.
he's leading them to where they need to go. Oh, y'all come this way, come this way.
Well, I mean, that could easily be explained by the fact that he has been there. And, you know, he did say that he knew about the tunnels because his nono knew,
Well,
helped
why didn't he
build with
say
him.
that when they started first having issues? Because he pretended like he know what to do either. Everyone pretended like they didn't know what was the best way to get out of this situation.
Yeah, because they in this
But
back.
now you know how to get out this situation.
I don't know.
You know what my one problem with this back room is? This is the problem.
Okay.
They were struggling to get that motherfucking tank or whatever in front of that goddamn door. 2 walkers came knocking on the door and the whole thing moved. Really?
Yeah, I thought the same
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I'm looking at them pulling at Tommaso. They are pulling his shirt and all this other. You can't tell me
that no one.
Didn't get a scratch.
I mean, literally, people fall on the walker, get up, and be like, "Oh shit, I got bitten on my hip."
Carl.
You would
Carl.
like it wasn't even enough time to get bitten. But you over here with about 5 of them on top of you, and nothing's wrong.
And not only that, when they're dragging you away, you're not even trying to fight anymore. You so busy looking at Amaya, getting your last look in. Yeah, your ass should have been dead.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that motherfucker pulled a Hulk Hogan. That's the only way I can explain it. He's the Hulk Hogan of the Walking Dead universe. Because other than that, it makes no sense that Tommaso survived that. None whatsoever.
No.
He definitely don't have on corduroy. I just verified.
There's no way he could have survived that. If Rosita got a bite and Rosita had on a sweater and a hoodie and a damn
with a baby bag,
and she was fighting, not just she had a whole fucking baby on her. This ain't making sense.
And we're supposed to be stupid. And then even at the aerial shot, like they ain't killed that many fucking walkers.
No.
Because they had hundreds of walkers outside.
Yeah. No.
But what I'm saying is as much smashing and slashing and shit, it wasn't barely no walkers laying down. And then the motherfuckers that got ate, where they at? Cause I don't even see. Cause normally, you know, it ain't that much time ain't passed. Why they ain't still down there munching on the motherfuckers?
Because they got a lot of bait walking around, not knowing what the fuck to do.
Nah, they was eating. Some
of them might have been, but no, they had live bait. They were like, "Oh, we'll come back to this." Look, they're probably thinking in their zombified mind, you know what? That meal ain't going anywhere. We're gonna go chase this meal. So yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's what that was. You got live bait. You got all the noise and everything. Yeah, that's where you're going. That's where you're going.
They follow the noise, the sound of my food.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
But in the midst of all this, like I said, Negan is playing hide and seek with the Croat. And the thing is,
they are so funny. The Croat happy as hell to be chasing after him. Negan.
I told you, he's like a fucking kid. Yeah, I have no doubts now. He does not want Negan dead.
He does not. He was so happy.
He
wants his friend back.
Before we even get to that part, it was creepy him talking to
the girl.
Yes.
Okay, so I was gonna ask about that because I'm like, who is this girl?
Do I scare you?
Yeah, you don't see how I'm looking at you. I'm scared.
Okay, like you never have need to be afraid of me. And she's looking at, like,
okay.
Yeah, you're telling your ass. Look, you're telling me not to be afraid of you while you are having me play music to set a trap for all these other people so you can kill them. Yeah, no reason to be scared. Nothing.
Of course not. Why would you be scared? Why would you be afraid?
But I don't know. I kind of feel like he was looking. the way he was talking to her, it was kind of like he was like, I've enjoyed watching you grow up into this strong, loyal, confident soldier, or whatever he called her. I feel like that was maybe like a substitute for his children, his deceased children. Like, oh, I did get a chance to do this, or I did get a chance to maybe not necessarily make up for what he did to the girl at the sanctuary, but kind of like, almost kind of like the way that he's looking at this relationship with Negan, as like he's viewing Negan as a hero or as a father figure or someone that he needs to impress, someone that he needs to prove himself to. I feel like he's kind of looking at her the same way. This girl, like, oh, you know what? I'm not this scary person. I can be a good person to a child. I don't have, I feel like it's kind of that way, but it is very weird. Comes across very weird.
Yeah.
So, but
it comes down, he's a creeper.
Yeah.
He's just,
and it doesn't, and forgive us if it's supposed to be someone's identifying as a boy. It doesn't matter. He's coming off as a creeper. It doesn't. I don't care what background he's thinking of. It's his children or what he has done in his past. I feel like he has this relationship with other people, and he is creepy.
Yeah,
and makes other people feel creepy.
Yes. Very very uneasy. Like no one, like some people are okay being there, and some people are almost like they're scared.
Right.
And
okay,
he thinks
Casey,
that
I see what you're talking about, because I'm looking at the aerial view. You do have one group of walkers over here in the corner eating on, I guess, on one of the people. But yeah, you have like
they ain't do
maybe
nothing.
less than 30 walkers on the ground.
Yeah. They ain't do nothing.
And for it to be that many walkers,
and because they was killing them in the octagon, each person. Because hell, Maggie killed 6 standing there by herself, shooting. And that look like that's all. And why they're not all lined up dead around the octagon? When y'all was jabbing them at the. Where them walkers go?
Maybe they didn't stab him in the head.
Maybe the people who once they filmed the episode, nobody go back and look at it. They just film like, hey, that's it. This is what you get. Because y'all continuity ain't giving.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
It's just not.
Like y'all are too busy looking at technical stuff. I don't feel like they're paying attention to the little stuff like we like us as fans would pay attention to stuff. Like the fact that you said, yeah, there should be dead bodies all around that octagon because they were sitting there killing bodies while they were in the octagon. And I mean, if you think about the number of walkers they individually killed outside the octagon, there should be more bodies there. There should be more bodies there.
Way more.
There should be walkers feeding on more than one.
4 times as many walkers as out there.
Yeah.
Easily. But you got 13 walkers.
Okay, so we're just gonna leave that alone. We're just gonna say we see.
And then your friends should be, and the 13 walkers are the ones that died. Where are they?
So technically speaking, all of them should be lunch right now for other walkers.
Exactly.
Or they getting up.
If there's fresh bodies,
you should have piles with walkers eating them, and then you should have all the dead spread out around.
Right.
But you just look like, oh, he fell over there. 3 of them fell right there. It's a group right here.
Right. Because here's the other thing that I noticed in some of the other Walking Dead shows. Okay. So when you have someone that is killed by walkers and the walkers descend and start eating them. Now we always see the walkers literally tearing their flesh apart, tearing their insides out, like really eating into them. How is it these people still getting up, walking around? Like, at some point, I understand you're a walker, whatever this disease is, it reanimates you. But if the walkers that ate up your legs, if they done ate up your stomach,
Yeah.
Even as a regular person, your body is not going to be able to withstand that damage. You're going to be hunched over. You're going to be like, too many times when we see people go down as walkers and they are like being torn apart. Like, let's say T-Dog. T-Dog got torn apart. We never saw him get up as a walker. Okay. At least not as far as we know. I just like the people that
Martin, what's his name? Nick, the one who's on the trash can with Glenn.
Nicholas. Yes.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
Nicholas. We didn't see him as a walker.
No. And he didn't have. Oh, but you know what? He shot himself in the head.
Oh.
Yep, that's right. He shot himself in the head. Okay. But like, I mean, just think about some of the. Okay, let's go to Fear the Walking Dead right now. Shrike's father, he got pulled apart.
Yep.
When he died, but there he was at the end of her life. His uniform was still pretty much intact. He still had the binoculars around his neck. Like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll just move on from that, because I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we look and say, ain't there supposed to be more bodies dropped? So let's talk about the Croat and Negan. Because
the Croat is a small child that was happy to show his daddy what he built.
Right.
That's it.
Like,
send me away, but guess what I did? I took what you said and I made it.
I made it better. We can all live here. You can come here. And Negan is steady sitting there pointing this gun. I don't even know if you want to call it a gun, this weapon. And so when he talks about, he was like, the guy that Negan put through the glass, he was like, yeah, I heard about blah, blah, blah. He was like, it sounded like your handiwork. You probably assume that I want a revenge. Yeah, so you shot my ear off. I have another. It's cool. Then he starts asking about Lucille. Is she broken? Where is she? I was like,
come on, honey.
What did he say? One too many hits to the head. I was like, this dude. Yeah. And if you think about it, like when Negan says earlier in the episode to Maggie, when she asks him, she says, are you ready? And he was like, yeah. And then he said, no, I'm not. He said, and it's not because I know the Croat wants to kill me. It's because the closer we get to him, it starts sounding like a familiar song, one I'm no longer interested in playing. Negan clearly does not want to be here. He clearly does not want to go back to being the Negan that we were introduced to. But people keep pulling him back in that direction. They keep like, yeah, I just, that whole conversation, and he's still telling Negan, he was like, the whole island will become our sanctuary, fueled by death in the bowels. And Negan is looking at him like,
can't wait to get the fuck up out of here. Where the boy?
You got me fucked up. But then when the Croat was like, okay, you're here, I know who you want. He brings out Pearlie Armstrong, but he don't want that
at all. Because you saw his face when he took that hood off. He was like,
oh, fuck.
The fuck?
And Pearlie was looking like,
I asked for this.
Negan is like, dude, you ain't reading the room. I'm not here for him. Why would I come to rescue a person who has been actively pursuing me, trying to kill me? So then when he says, no, I'm here for the kid, Herschel, he was like, oh yeah, the marshal told me you're still helping the widow. Well, if you know that's who he's there for, why would you bring Pearlie out? And then you want to know, okay, so what did she promise you? And I was like, yeah, what did What did Maggie promise Negan? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
He is doing that shit out of pure obligation.
Yep. Guilt.
That's it.
Only thing.
Because nothing, it's nothing nobody could have said that make him go back, except for Maggie. Maggie, the only motherfucker that could have made him go back.
And I guarantee you, if it didn't have to do with
Mm-hmm.
Herschel,
he
probably would have. He probably would have been like, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
like,
'cause
I'm done groveling.
Right.
I'm done begging. I'm done apologizing. No, you want to be mad at me for the rest of your life? Be mad at me for the rest of your life over there.
Over there.
Like I said, we still don't know why Negan left the Commonwealth. We don't know why he wasn't in Alexandria. We don't know why he wasn't in any of those places, why he was living in a cabin in the woods with Annie and Joshua. Probably had a lot to do with it. He was probably like, I'm so sick of this same song and dance. Every time I walk past her, she's looking at me crazy. She's looking at me like she wants to kill me, even though she told me years ago she didn't want to kill me anymore. Like, you told him.
And the whole attitude. Like,
you told him you didn't want your son growing up seeing that someone else had that much control over you. What you
do? Gave him all the control, bitch. You gave him all the fucking control.
Right. So now
Maggie getting on my damn nerves. I'm sorry.
So now Negan is here telling the Croat, like, I don't want this dude. I want Herschel. Give him here. And the Croat, he's telling him, he was like, look, let's go have a sit down. Let's talk about things. I show you I come in the spirit of friendship. Like, I really feel like right now, the Croat really doesn't have any ill intent towards Negan. Again, even though Negan thinks he wants to kill him, everything that we've seen from the Croat so far, like I said, is almost like a child trying to prove himself to his estranged father. It's like he's pulling the prodigal son. Daddy, I'm home. Look what I did. So I don't think that's it. But of course, Negan been around. Negan has stayed alive for a reason. He trusts his instincts. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going with you.
I'm good.
So then the Croat throws Pearlie over the railing. And Pearlie is sitting there holding on. Negan is trying to help him. And the Croat shoots.
The Croat face when Negan helped that man. He
was like, this, I didn't expect this
at all.
Like you weren't supposed to help him.
Kill you. You were supposed to let him fall.
Not help him.
Right.
That's him trying to see if Negan is still Negan.
I think so.
That's all that is. Because Negan, regular Negan, old Negan.
And old Negan, look, old Negan, if he didn't let Pearlie fall the first time, then once the Croat shot his ass in the leg, he definitely would have let him fall, because now you're a liability if I save you. You can't walk.
Right.
But no, Negan surprises us all. He saves Pearlie. And they get away.
I would have let Pearlie ass drop.
So at first I was like, okay, now Pearlie will see that Negan is not the bloodthirsty, murderous person that he was thinking he is. They find someplace safe. Negan puts the gun down and goes to the door to check for walkers. He turns around. Pearlie done got his crippled ass up, grabbed the weapon, and is pointing it at Negan. I'm like, you know what? You should have let his ass fall.
Right. And I was like, he is such an a-hole. I mean, come on.
Negan was thinking the same thing too.
I just helped you.
I could have let you drop.
I was like, you dumbass.
But I said
here's the thing.
Before, every show need a dick.
But here's the thing. You shoot that weapon one time. You actually have to sit there and reel it back in to reload. You got one good leg. You think Negan ain't gonna come across that room and whoop your ass and kill you? You are so fucking stupid.
Or just send you back out there. Just go. Just go.
Just push him and close the door.
Right. I mean, come on. Like we're right. Literally, they chasing us, and you want to do this right now? I was like, this is some foolish shit right here.
I mean, I was
You
with
that
Negan.
blind
Negan
to
was
your
like,
mission.
Negan was
You
like,
that blind to your mission that you're gonna jeopardize your goddamn self. Okay.
Right.
Negan was
That's what
like,
I'm
you're a
not
dick.
gonna do.
Because ultimately, get out of there and then we'll deal with, I'm going to arrest you. But literally, get out of the immediate danger situation you're in. You're stupid.
He
That's
is.
hell.
Again, I don't like his character. I mean, I guess I see what purpose he's supposed to play now. Like Casey said, every show needs a dick. And it's obvious Negan is not the dick in this show. So it's got to be somebody. Why not Pearlie? Because I don't see any other reason for his character to still be around.
Because he's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Dicks always survive to the end, don't they?
He probably will. At some point, he's probably going to realize that Negan is a good guy, or I won't say a good guy, but Negan is not what he thinks he is, and blah, 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 because Negan's going to save his ass again. Watch.
And have to. You're going to have to. Because there always has to be a dick that has a change of heart. Well, it's not a true story unless the dick sees the error of his ways. And I was so wrong. I misjudged you. Let me fix you. How can I help you? That's what we have to look forward to.
And again,
and maybe he'll get rid of that little furrow he has right here.
No, he's going to continue to look like a toddler about to throw a tantrum. Because that's the only facial. I told you, you keep it that way long enough, it's going to get stuck. That facial expression has stuck for him.
Yeah, because he's been walking around being the a-hole. I mean,
he don't know nothing else.
He knows nothing.
You done lost your whole team. You on this island that apparently nobody can get off of, and it's your fate. You went to go see your brother who killed himself because you ain't talked to him in I don't know how long.
So my whole thing is, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Girl.
Like, again, let's go back to episode 1 and the stuff that he said about Negan and what he was going to do. Oh, we're going to execute him, but not just execute him. Like he was selling a fucking infomercial. Yes, we're going to execute him, but we're not just going to execute him. We're going to hang him upside down, and we're going to, I kept saying cut. No, this motherfucker said we're going to saw him in half from groin to head. You got a whole different set of mental what the fuck.
Yeah, that's
but
a
you
lot.
want to be judgmental against this dude who killed people for
who literally just helped your ass. Literally just
fuck out of here.
I still gotta take you in. Okay.
Fine. Look, get out of the city first.
I would push his ass and you would
shoot me. Shoot me, because then you got to deal with Walker me and all the hundreds of walkers outside with a busted up leg.
By yourself.
Better go on somewhere.
You should let him go. You should let him go.
Should just let him fall. Join those 10 people on the ground. I'm sorry.
Get down there with them 4 walkers.
So there's Negan and Pearlie, Maggie, Amaya, and Tommaso. Like you said, they found a boiler room. They put one of the boiler kegs in front of the door, and they realize that they're going to have to go into the sewers in order to escape. First of all, didn't y'all say that this was where the what does Amaya call them? Fleshies. That's another term for you to add to the t-shirt, Casey. Fleshies. Didn't you say that that's where all of them were? That's where the police kind of pushed them into?
Yeah, and then close the
subway. And then when y'all were getting ready to go down into the subway in the first place, you see the methane coming up out the sewer grates. This is how you want to get up.
I can't.
That don't sound like a good idea. And it's only 4 of y'all at this point. Is Maggie, Jenny, Tommaso, and Amaya. And again, I've already told you I don't quite trust Tommaso and Amaya.
And we haven't seen Jenny kill one thing, so she's not any help.
No.
She killed something in the arena through the
Oh,
fence.
did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can't tell because they wasn't on the ground, but
Right. And that was through a fence. I don't know how she gonna do, face to face.
yeah, she did though. Jenny did. I saw Jenny.
Oh, so I guess we're gonna see how this turns out, but I'm good about it. Y'all going in the sewers. And the way that Jenny is looking at Maggie, like, oh, okay, I know you're worried about Negan. Negan is with you, not with y'all. Y'all don't know where he is. But I don't know. I don't know. Jenny, I feel like Jenny knows something. She keeps
Jenny get on my fucking nerves.
But the way she's looking at Maggie, she
don't
knows
trust Maggie.
something.
She don't trust Maggie because she saw Maggie trying to burn her goddamn dinosaur.
Right, that's it.
She probably feels like, oh, Maggie's gonna leave Negan behind anyway.
Right.
Saw Maggie trying to burn that goddamn dinosaur, and she was like, "This bitch." So yeah. And we don't know what the fuck going on in Jenny's mind anyway, because remember that she's a master motherfucking escape artist,
Right.
and bicycle thief, and has the wherewithal to float in the fucking cooler. Like Jenny is a super genius because at this
for what 14 years old maybe,
and then made it all the way through the city to find Negan or find someone you knew, which is Maggie, which is gonna lead you to Negan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, here's the other thing that bothered me, and again, we're sticking with. I'm talking about these little details. When they left the building, you had the walkers that walked past the building. The walkers hadn't just cleared the door, and here y'all come out onto the street from the building. The walkers then turn around and look, because in the other show,
it was walking
at a pin drop and they all turning their head like, oh, what is this?
No, they was on their tiptoes. So they was.
Yeah, they made no noise.
They boots. They had on sneakers.
I can't stand you.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said,
it was quiet walk.
I'm liking a lot of aspects about the show. I do like what we're seeing between Negan and Maggie, because it is a push and pull thing. Negan is basically trying to show Maggie that he is not the person that she keeps wanting him to be, and you see Maggie fighting with it. But
he low-key at points turning into the person he used to be, smashing old boy through all the glass. That's old Negan.
But those are the things that he's doing.
That's old Negan.
But again, he said that's something he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to go back to being that person. So you do see that struggle with him,
but it's not the point of going back to that. You're already that person.
Well, I get that, but what I'm saying is he doesn't want to be that person. Like, yeah, we all got darkness in us, and he told Maggie the same thing in the first episode. He was like, there are no good people, no bad people. Or we're all bad people. Like, we've all done some things that somebody else would look at and be like, oh, that's fucked up.
Right.
But you don't have to keep being that person. You don't have to keep doing those things. Right. And that's the thing that he's trying to say. I don't want to be this person. Now, if I have to be this person to protect the people I love, or to protect, whatever the case is, he doesn't have a problem doing it, but it's not like he's doing it and he's happy about it. And I think that's the important distinction. This is something that Negan does not want to do. He literally said it very plainly in this episode. I don't want to go back to singing that song. This is starting to sound way too familiar.
Right.
And I don't want to go back. So that's the important distinction. Yes, he can be that person. Yes, we have seen him be this person since he's been in Manhattan. But he also had to be that person to prove a point to these people down here. Like, look, I ain't the one y'all want to fuck with. Take your ass home and leave us the fuck alone. So I get it. Sometimes that part is going to have to come out with you. I mean, Maggie has done it too with Leah and the Reapers when she was going to let them go. And Elijah was like, for his, I can't remember his sister's name, but he was like, you know, and she got up and she was like, yeah, you know what? If I let them go, all they're gonna do is come back after us. You know what? Let's end this once and for all. So it's not like she hasn't done anything.
Right. They
Right.
all have.
Yes, everyone has. And we talked about this before.
But he obviously is not that same person. And now the Croat knows it because, like you said, Negan of the past, he would have let Pearlie fall and he probably would have been like, bye.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I mean, I don't really know this dude, and he been chasing me. I'm not dealing with the Croat with this situation here. He can just die. I don't really care. Right. But he did the nice thing and tried to save him. For you to arrest me 10 minutes later. Okay.
Like, sir.
That still made me mad. Like,
it
really?
Did. Me too. I was like, really? This what we
come
doing?
on.
This what we doing?
Fuck you saving my life and helping me get out of this situation.
Right.
Back.
Right.
Like, sir, if you'll go sit your ass down somewhere.
With your busted up leg.
With your busted up leg.
And your
that
frowning
thing tore a hole in you, sir.
Yes, it did.
It penetrated you. You got penetrated.
Right. And here's my thing. That took a chunk out of his leg.
That part.
So that means your ass needs to be losing some blood. That means
he's lucky he ain't hit his carotid.
That's what I thought. What location it was in. Mm-hmm. So
all I'm saying,
the way he pulled the little spiky thing out of his leg, all that blood and shit that poured out. I was like, ooh.
So that means that he's not supposed to survive past the next episode or the finale.
But he has to survive to take Negan back.
Negan gonna kill him before he let that happen. I
know that. We both know that.
Yeah.
Negan said he ain't going to sit in nobody's goddamn cell again.
What did it say? Not coming to season 2.
Which the show has been renewed for.
Yes.
So that's good. So
okay.
You know, but I don't need to see Pearlie in season 2. I don't.
Well, we just need to get I hate that it feels like we're just so excited with the regular series Walking Dead. Just a couple complaints like, you know, where do you find fresh wig pieces? But other than that, we were fine. But here it just seems like it's just gotten a little sloppy. It's not tight. We need to tighten it up.
Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing is like we do season 2. Can we like tighten it up? Some.
Yeah. Like when you have them in an octagon killing walkers, please, when you do the next aerial shot, please have like
more than 4 walkers on the ground.
Right.
Let's slow down.
Our number keeps diminishing and diminishing. Right. Like we went from 30 to 20 to 10 to 4.
You know, let's slow down and really dive deep into the characters, because then maybe we will like some of them a little bit, because I really don't care for any of the New York people.
That stands out.
They don't.
You can't. There's not. Again, this is the complaint I have. You can't really do too much with 6 episodes. Like if y'all
bullshit
renew,
you could. Yeah, you could.
First episode. I mean, the first season of The Walking Dead.
Was a fluke because you don't find many shows that could pull off what they pulled off in that first season.
There's some things
to do what they did. That's almost unheard of.
But they can cut some of this stuff out and tighten it up. They could have.
Yeah,
they really could have.
Yeah,
like we just get little bits and pieces, and then we're supposed to care or just use people's facial expression to kind of figure it out because we know how people should be after this time in the situation they're in.
But this is my thing. Okay, instead of giving us 2 6-episode seasons, just give us 1 12-episode season like you do on everything else nowadays. Give us a 10-episode season.
Because they can do a lot. Even when we watch even these other things on Netflix that's only 6 or these short mini series, they pack in a lot of things and can pull us. It's like I don't really care.
Right.
Yeah. So
I'm starting to. I mean, I Negan has redeemed himself with me, so I think by now the listeners and any panels we do, people can figure that out.
yeah.
So, but at this point, if he didn't, he's about the only person I like.
Yeah.
Because Maggie getting on my fucking nerves. Even she is. I'm like, take the chip and get some dip. Because, man,
Yeah, this is.
the chip on your shoulder is working my nerves.
It's getting old. It really is old.
It is.
And you see they trying to make it like when she opens up just a little bit more each, a little bit more, a little story. Let me tell you, let me get, goddamn, open
But
up.
then, like, you take one
floodgate
step
door.
forward and then you take 2 steps back and you right back. Like,
Because you was finna tell them about Jenny until you seen the match, the
beeswax.
the beeswax 10.
Why you sitting there with his matches in your pocket
and the dinosaur in your bag?
Right.
Girl, if you don't sit the fuck down.
I know.
Okay.
But we got what, two more episodes for them to make this make sense, or at least make Maggie make sense, because I still feel like she is hiding something. I mean, at this point, she's hiding too many little things, and I just feel like it's
gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah. Probably like, she did decide to trade Negan in for her son. I don't know if that was something that she arranged or that was arranged, or if it's just something where she's like, okay, I'll bring him in and maybe they'll give me my son back. But I don't even know, because she is when she talks about getting Herschel back, she keeps talking about killing the Croat. So at the same time, it doesn't make sense that she would plan to give Negan to the Croat unless she plans to give Negan to the Croat and then she's planning on killing both of them. That might make some sense. And maybe that has a little bit to do with how she's feeling, because you can hate Negan for all the reasons you hate him for, and you are very well justified. But at the same time, he did also do some good. He saved your family when your ass wasn't there, when you was traipsing off across the country with Georgie doing who knows what in other communities. He saved them. He saved Judith. He saved your son. So I understand you're kind of conflicted. I need you to figure this shit out, because you're gonna get more people killed, or you're gonna do something really stupid. You're gonna end up with Jenny dead, and then Negan's really gonna come after you, or you're gonna end up with Herschel dead, and then you're gonna feel guilty because all of this happened because you couldn't let shit go.
Let it go.
I love Maggie, I do, but she, like you said, she get on my damn nerves right now.
I like Walking Dead Maggie.
Yeah.
This Dead City Maggie.
She got
okay.
She got too much. She got too much going on. She needs to figure it out. She needs to figure it out, and then they need to go and find somebody that's a goddamn therapist that can help all of them. Like if we got a environmental scientist that survived, we got a fucking therapist somewhere.
Yeah.
So, okay. So very quickly, let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con news real quick. We did get a first teaser trailer for the Rick and Michonne show, which officially is titled The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. Okay. The teaser trailer looks good. There was a shot where, it's like you have this red haze and you see a silhouette of Michonne, and she's the one that's talking in the background. But then you see the silhouette of Rick, and the way he's walking, I was like, how is this motherfucker sexy? I don't even see his face. All I'm looking at is this walk, and I'm like, I am so fucking ready for Rick Grimes to come back. Like, can I just see him? I just want to see him just walk into the screen. Just walk.
And he bow-legged too.
It's like, okay, but I need more.
Absolutely.
And I understand there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, actor strike, like at San Diego Comic-Con, none of the actors showed up because of the strike. I get it. All this, y'all brought us what y'all brought us, and we are thankful. But I need a little bit more, especially if we're not getting this series until 2024. I need y'all to do a little bit more promo, because the fact that we are less than 2 months away from the Daryl Dixon show, and we just got a full-length trailer a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And we also got the first 10 minutes of the Daryl Dixon show, which we recorded a little segment before this recording just to talk about it a little, because I had a couple of things I needed to say. So we're going to post that as just like a one-shot episode. Let's see what else. Dead City did get renewed for a second season, so we do know that. Other than that, I don't think there was any other news that came out, or any that I caught. If there's some other stuff that we haven't mentioned now, then we'll mention it when we record for episode 5. But you guys have any final thoughts on episode 4? Everybody gets a prize. Everybody didn't get a prize, at least not.
I'm about to say everybody didn't get a prize. Who got a prize?
You alive. Your prize is living.
Yeah, the 4 people you have survived.
I was going to say, who alive?
Maggie, Jenny, Tomas, old girl.
I'm just saying, Amaya was like, yeah, we're going to do
Oh, and the sheriff too. He got a prize. He lived
with a limp. And on that note, that's it for our show. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at Fandom Hybrid. You can chat with us on our Discord channel. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. We hope you join the conversation next time.